Alright guys, here we go.
Oh wait, I got it.
This is the seasoning table where we're going to mix all the seasoning up. Over to our left over here, we come to the blending table where we'll blend everything up. All the way to our right will be the meat mixing table. That's where we put the meat and the seasoning together. And we're going to do a process. We're probably going to make about 15-20 dozen hot tamales, or more than that, huh? About 10 batches, so that's about 80 dozen hot tamales. Had to bring a stove in to help with the cooking. Over here we have the lady that leads the pack right here. And this is the big helper down here. What's your name?
Look at Mr. Stanley.
What's your name, babe?
Say Raylyn.
Raylyn, she's shy. Oh, she's shy. Can't hide from the camera. All right, we have Debbie.
And Katie and Kane.
Katie and Kane. And the back side over here we got Rhonda. And back over the corner over there we have the leader of the pack too.
Yeah, right.
And here y'all all know love of the pack from past pictures.
There you go.
Here we have Chef Kane taking the onions and chopping them up. As you can see, he's by himself. Nobody's around him. Not his body odor, but I think it's the onions that may drive everybody away. All right.
Okay, we're ready.
Our model, Debbie Cole, is going to demonstrate the manual mixing of the hot tamale ingredients. As you can see, she's getting...
After washing your hands.
Oh, definitely. Have to wash your hands very good. We get down to the nitty-gritty. You see how it all blends in now. You just want to keep turning it over, squeezing it, twisting your fingers as you go through it. That's it. And rotate your fingers as you do it. Like, there you go, just like a regular mixer. And you're going to keep doing that till all the red meat's going. And it takes about maybe 15 minutes of a good mixing. We're back over by the blender station. We have Rhonda and Love of the Pack down there trying to blend her ingredients. Gonna dump it in the pot. Get prepped to start mixing. But first we're going to put all the tomato sauce and onions puree. As you can see, Carol's putting the onions in the blender now. Over here at station number 1, we have Vicky prepping her seasoning for her triple batch. Over here we have Chef Kane feeling the effects of the onions, but he's still in there hanging tight. Back to station number 3, we have Debbie Cole mixing and mixing. Just make sure all the red ground meat's going.
So keep going.
All right. I can't remember names, Katie. But all right, here we go. Here's Katie. She strung out the wax paper. This is where we're gonna string out the hot tamales and then prep them to be cut in about 2 inches, 2.5 inches length. We'll show you that in a second.
What do you mean? So you can't see the meat anymore? So
this is the best part about it, I like anyway. This is a normal cake decorating bag. This is what we use to stretch out the hot tamales. It helps if you take and you put some water inside, let it run through, just to wet it a little bit. It flows out a little easier. It's like X-Lax. Anyway, don't fill the bag all the way up to the top because you have to twist it and then squeeze them out. We're going to show you that in a minute as soon as we're waiting for Rhonda to get her batch ready. Hold your hands up, Debbie. That's what it looks like. Not like to lick my fingers, but I'm sure Debbie's not going to do that. She's going to go wash her hands and come back and help me squeeze them out. So now the ground meat's been mixed, all the red meat's gone. We're going to put it in the cake decorating bag and start squeezing it out.
Debbie, you said
see my hands?
6 in here?
All right, what we're doing now is we're taking the ground meat and we're putting it in the cake decorating bag. Put a little bit. Okay. Put a little bit more. Like I said, you don't want to fill the bag up all the way. You want to just leave a little bit at the top so you can take it like this and squeeze it. Follow me. And then you come over here. Let me know when you're focusing that down here.
Okay.
All right. And you just squeeze. It doesn't look too inviting, but it does the trick. I still see red meat.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be some big smoke.
It's not much.
I didn't mix it up enough.
That's good. Alright, so that's what it looks like when you squeeze them out. This is the best way to do it. I like about it is I get all the leftover.
Oh, gross.
Turn it on. Debbie Cole's first try, folks. Look at her go. Uh-oh, her end came loose.
Not tough. I gotta roll it.
She's trying, folks. Give her E for effort. Here we go. Another line of hot tamales.
Yeah, there you go.
Debbie's doing a double batch, which is like 6 pounds of ground meat, and probably will produce between 15 to 16 dozen hot tamales. You just keep going on top of the wax paper. Just keep going. She's doing a good job. Just squeezing on out. Rhonda's doing a triple batch, which is 9 pounds of ground meat and all the seasonings. She has completed her ground meat. She's done her seasonings. She's done her pureeing her onions and tomato sauce. And she's going into the nasty part of mixing the ground meat. Did you wash your hands?
Yes.
There she goes. We have Vicky still trying to get her seasoning together. She gets her numbers mixed up sometimes. You know, it's all right to mix everything up and not have a problem with all the ingredients. The only one you have to be concerned about is the cayenne pepper. You really want to try to make sure you get that pretty close. Back here, we still have Kane fighting the onion. Those are tears of joy, folks. Tears of joy. Hey, Barbara, look at this way, Barbara. Barbara's got her little cooking outfit on. Last time we did this, we did it at Barbara's house. And I really hated to leave with that mess, but she took care of everything for us. We really appreciate it. This time we're doing it at MCC. They allowed us to have a little cooking party here on a Saturday. Debbie was not doing, she was not twisting the ends. She was trying to hold the end. So it's like sometimes when you stick, it comes out both ends. So you got to watch it and make sure you twist the end so that then back out. Now she's got it going. She is doing great. This is the pans that Oneofthepack and Oneofthepack use. You can buy it on the internet. It's got a grill. It comes with the grill on the bottom. It holds the hot tamales down. What I like about it is the bottom down here is wide, and you can stack your hot tamales in. When you put them in, you want to do one row this way, and then one row this way. You want to crisscross them, so when you put the sauce in there, it'll get down in there and cook them up. Turn around, man. Come on, Rhonda, don't be shy. Oh, look at that. All right, Vicky's moved her gear over to the blending station. She's fixing to start blending the tomato sauce and the onions.
And the onions together to get them.
There's her pot. She has the ground meat in it. She has the seasoning in it. Now we're going to do the blending part of it. All right, folks, we now have Rhonda squeezing out hers. As you squeeze the bag and you deplete the meat, you keep twisting the top. Keep twisting that top to keep pressure on that bag.
Okay. These in my refrigerator.
No, they're fine.
There's Mr. Kane.
They're not black. They're not
Still
black.
attacking the onions, doing his thing.
This seems a little soft, but
We're over here by Vicky now. She's ready to mix hers.
Is it too wet?
No, keep going, Vicky.
Onions last.
Keep going?
I mean, I'm surprised that they
There's no
were
red
still in
meat?
my refrigerator. I was like,
Okay.
whoa.
All right, no problem.
I mean, if you want me to keep going, I will.
That's fine, that's fine. And who do we have here?
That's Carrie and Jimmy, remember from last time?
Hey, Jimmy.
We met when we did this by Vicky's
Okay,
house a
no
number of
problem.
years ago.
And we have Terry over
I'm
here.
Carrie. Hey.
Carrie? Carrie. Carrie with a K, you got it.
Okay, you want to put that back up? Maybe
That's Molly.
All right, Miss Deb, you ready for your next step?
Yes. Again, I'll just put this in the refrigerator.
Carol,
Okay, then might be.
come here a minute, babe.
She's doing her own season.
Yes.
Think. All right. About like that.
Sorry. 4 teaspoons of garlic powder.
I had one of those little things I should have bought.
She has them
I
all
got a better knife.
over there.
This'll work. I mean,
I can do 2 or 3 at a time.
Oh, there's still a coat across the line?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it's about.
So,
All right. I just need
Is that big enough, Carol?
6 onions.
Carol, is that big enough? You're just doing 6?
Well, and that one side.
What?
Yeah, like that.
So about what, 2 inches, 2.5 inches?
No, you can't touch this.
About like this, you know? And then,
What do you think I do there right now?
About like that. Okay, so
You want a biscuit?
One, yeah, just one at a time.
Go touch it.
Whatever 8 pounds makes.
My baby.
Whatever's in there.
Jimmy, how many pounds is in it?
Now we we have Debbie cutting the tamales,
What, Mammy?
about
How many
2.5 inches.
pie?
This one's 6.
6.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is what a double batch looks like strung out right there. And we see Rhonda in the background. She's getting ready to string hers out. After we cut them, we go into the next
Don't do
phase
anything in it yet.
of wrapping or dusting them with cornmeal. We'll show you how to do that in a second. That's the cheap paper plates. We don't want the styrofoam. We want the cheap paper plates. It slides better. Put a little cornmeal on top of it. We're going to start rolling these right here. We'll show you how we're going to do that. Over here we have Jim and Carrie getting ready to do their spices. They're doing a double batch. So we gave them the sheet that's for a double batch. Miss Ron is just about ready to wrap up her triple batch of squeezing out her hot tamales. You can see the pot's almost empty. And she's doing an excellent job on the squeezing, nice and round. The one thing about the cake bag, you want to cut it in increments till you find the size you want. Because if you cut it too big, it's over with. So cut it, cut it a quarter of an inch, half inch, whatever you think. And if it's not, then cut a little more off. You see how she's got the top? She doesn't have it twisted. You want to stop rolling for a second and keep twisting to keep that pressure down on it.
Okay.
There you go. Love of the pack, blending up our stuff so we can get ours going. We're going to do a double batch, and then Love the Pack decided to do another double batch, so I had to go get some ground meat. So we're going to do 2 double batches. Here we have Debbie and Katie. I'm close, man. We had to put her to work. She's just sitting down there looking all depressed, but she looks happy now.
I promise you she won't.
Finally got to get her up and do some work. All right, folks, what we're doing now is we're just rolling the hot tamales. We're going to get Vicky's batch out the way. Debbie's batch. You just put in the cornmeal. You don't have to throw stuff on top of it. Don't roll it like that. Just leave it in a plate and roll it. Show them how to do it, Deb.
One hand.
One hand, nice and light. Doesn't have to be heavy. Put them on a plate. Once we get this done, we'll move the plates out the way. Next section is going in and wrapping them in papers. We'll do that next. We'll show you how to do that. All right, we got Jimmy over here working the blender, getting ready for his batch. Pureeing the onions, the tomato sauce, putting in this pot, getting ready to mix it up. We're over here by Carol,
Mom and I did.
Love of the Pack. She's over here cutting. Rhonda's cutting her batch. Rhonda did a triple batch. It's really not that hard, folks. It doesn't take that long. Just that we got so many of them we're doing it. We got a little assembly line going here. They're having a little party, having a fun time. The best hot tamale papers come from Duranax. Just like they're about $6.99 a pack. They're in the produce department under the counter. You'll pass it by if you don't know where they're at. But the best hot tamale papers come from Duranax. What we're going to do now is do the papers. What you want to do is, you don't want to just throw them in there and wet them because they're hard to get apart. What you do is you come over here, you turn the water on, and you take them and you move them around the colander, overlay them, and it's a lot easier. Can you see that? A lot easier to get the papers apart. It's hard to come apart now, but just keep dropping them in there.
Haley, where's the squeezer thing?
Talk to Carol. I'm on the paper thing. So you just keep doing that.
Okay.
You need a lot of paper, so you just
So we do a whole pack?
just overlap them, like let them keep overlapping. The reason you're doing the cone is once you finish, you just let that water drain off, and then when you put it on your table, put something under it to catch the water, so it doesn't run all over the floor. Again, it looks like a lot of work, folks. It doesn't take long. You know, my wife and I, Love and I Pack and I do it in about 3 hours. We'll do a triple batch. It's not counting cooking. It's counting cooking.
So just keep doing that for the rest of them?
Yeah, just keep laying them in there like that. Turn it off. Now we're set up at the paper wrapping table. As you can see, we have all of Debbie's hot tamales on top of the table. We're going to start wrapping them pretty soon, and then we're going to put them in these pans. Again, you want to crisscross the layers so that the sauce can get down there when you pour it on top of it. Kane, you can always tell a professional, man. Watch Mr. Kane squeeze them things out.
Kane went to culinary school.
He didn't pass, but he went to culinary school. Oh, there it goes. Well, look. See how even it is? How uniform it is? It's almost a perfect A-hole. Without a doubt. Look at it. Perfect coming out of there. Looks like dog poo, really. We're back at the second phase with Rhonda's hot tamales. They're mixing them into cornmeal. We have Barbara, love of the pack, Rhonda, and I can't remember Terry's last name. Terry? Carrie. I knew I was close. When the card players see this, they'll understand. I can't remember names.
That's okay.
There we go, folks. That's a triple batch. How much does a triple batch make?
Once they paid in the restaurant.
Probably, no, can't remember. Maybe.
Love of the pack's got a glasses on. All right. Hi, folks. This is the papers. We're trying to get out of here. Again, papers come from Dornax. They're in the produce department. It's the better ones. Lay the hot tamale paper down on the table. Sometimes it helps if you have a tablecloth. When it started about right there, leave half of it over here. Start it like that. What I like to do is, as I'm rolling it, I kind of like pull it apart a little bit. And I take my little finger here, pick it up, and complete the roll. Do not see, you seal this end, but not this end. First time we made it, we screwed up. Okay, we're going slow motion for you people who are a little slower. Here we go. Put it like that. Roll it a couple times. As you're doing it, pull it apart. Get the end there, flop it over.
What do you mean pull it apart? Show me, what do you mean by pull it apart?
Well, you just want to.
For slow people, okay.
You just want to take it and kind of like. As I'm rolling it, my hands are actually.
You mean like kind of making a long?
Extruding it like.
Oh, okay.
See how it's extruding?
Okay, so you.
And then you just flip it over like that.
Okay.
It's like a folks, we've done one layer in the pan. Back up a second. Katie has done one layer in the pan, and now she's going to lay them the other way, crossways. So each layer you cross it the other way. So that way, when you put the juices in it, it'll get in between it. And here's Barbara doing her imitation of rolling the hot tamales in paper.
Our imitation.
And poor Kane has graduated. He's away from the onions now. He's rolling hot tamales. All right, love of the pack, preparing the hot tamale sauce. That's going to be poured over the hot tamales. You bring it to a boil, let it boil for a good while. Once it's boiled, you pour it over your hot tamales and set your hot tamales and get them ready to go.
So what's in it? Water, tomato paste?
Water, a can of tomato sauce, and
Chili
2
powder.
ounces of chili powder.
So the ingredients is water, tomato sauce, and chili powder.
Hot now. I'm gonna once it just
The sauce is finished cooking. Now we pour it on top of the pan. As you can see, we pour it to just above the hot tamales. That's what's going to make them boil, steam up. All right, folks, this is the last of the batches of the hot tamales. I think this is the last 2 double batch hot tamales for One of the Pack and Love of the Pack. Got Mr. Jimmy over there starting to wrap them up. Starting to wrap them up. We got Vicky over here wrapping up. Working as a team. There's Love of the Pack getting everything ready over there. Some gravy.
You know what? This is so much easier when you do it
Oh
in
yeah,
groups like
group.
this.
There's Miss Barbara cleaning up the place. Cleans up all the pots and then pans and keeps everything happy. Now she's wetting the papers. Get ready for the next batch.
Get ready for the last batch, right?
We also had some red beans today for the crew. 3 pounds of red beans. They did a little damage. Not much, but they did a little damage.
I guess I want to work.
I like that.
I just wiped out everything on tape.
NBC, ABC, HBO. If you have HBO as part of your
Yeah,
Cox
I
cable
do.
or whatever, there's an HBO app. So anything that's on HBO, you can watch.
Y'all go to the movies? I don't have Cox out of me. I have Cox.